Public Art Fund. The process is obviously different with every single sculpture. With, let's say, Split Rocker by Jeff Koons, you would see this 40-foot sculpture that had 30,000 flowers on the surface. That form was made of 500 individual stainless steel boxes. Within that is 30-foot tall armatures that took 5 overnights to build. Within the planters was over 2 tons of soil that we had to install. And there was a 40-zone irrigation system that went up the whole interior of this thing. So with every sculpture, with everything, there's hundreds of decisions that are made every day. The value of what we do is that nobody's thinking about those things when you experience the artworks.
We have 40 years of experience in translating an artist's concept into a fully realized work that obviously has to consider a lot of parameters that you wouldn't think about for an exhibition inside. The weather, any regulations, how it will respond to interaction. Those kinds of things can be seen as limitations, but the most successful artists see as opportunities to think differently.
Rachel White Reid's water tower really signaled a shift for us because it's when we began working on projects that were really unprecedented in size and scope and ambition in many ways, and for which the city had no permission process. No one had wanted to put a piece of art on a rooftop before. I would say that that water tower probably opened the door for the waterfalls and for Tatsunishi, and to do unheard of things like flood a section of disused track in the Canal Street subway station and have gondolas in it.
Our role in developing projects goes from casting director, implementer, engineer, horticulturalist. We're always wearing many different hats, and that's what keeps this job so interesting, is the new challenges that we're always coming up against. Palapivi's How I Roll, which was a rotating airplane which was installed at the entrance to Central Park at Darcy Room Plaza. Now, that was super interesting. When it rotated, it came 6 inches off the ground. That 6 inches off the ground looks really beautiful and seamless. But purchasing the plane, working with engineers to develop the feasibility structurally, finding the right fabricator who's even willing to do something like that. It takes a large team to realize all of these things. Being around for 40 years creates 40 years worth of relationships, and that's with city agencies, that's with fabricators, that's with engineers, and that allow us to do things that otherwise would be impossible.